Hello, welcome to Unboxed God, where we detox from religion and discover the God who refuses to fit inside the boxes we were given. I'm Tolu Sarah Johnson, and here we explore who God really is, beyond fear, beyond formulas, and beyond everything we were taught to perform. If you're hungry for a real relationship with Him, you are in the right place. Let's dive in. So, we're moving to the last commandment in the theme of following, which is Commandment 38. Abide in me and abide in my love. That's so profound. Abide in me and abide in my love. So before we go further, let's read the Bible passage for this commandment. And the Bible passage is then that is John 8, verse 31 to 32. Then Jesus said to those Jews who believed him, "If you abide in my word, you are my disciples indeed, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." Wow. So there's a difference between believing in Jesus and abiding in Jesus. Believing can be a moment, abiding is a life, it's a lifestyle. Many people can point to a day they prayed a prayer, walked to an altar, joined a church, or began to call themselves Christian. But Jesus is speaking here to people who already believe him. Then he adds the defining line. If you abide in my word, you are my disciples indeed. In other words, disciples isn't declared, it is revealed. Abiding is not connection, not activity. To abide is not mainly about being busy with Christian routines. Abiding is not just church attendance, worship playlist, Bible reading streaks, long prayers, religious vocabulary, Christian identity. Those things can be beautiful, but they can also become substitutes for intimacy. So abiding is remaining, staying connected in a way that changes you. Jesus gives a picture for this elsewhere, a vine and branches. A branch can look connected from a distance, but the real proof is internal. Is the life of the vine flowing through it? Is the sap reaching it? Is it being nourished? Is it producing fruit? So a branch doesn't bear fruit by trying harder. It bears fruit by staying connected. So I want us to look at this analogy. The elderly couple holding hands. Picture an elderly couple in their 80s walking down the street hand in hand. They are not performing romance for anyone. They are not trying to prove they love each other. It's deeper than that. It's decade of history. It's trust built through time. It's closeness that became natural. That's what abiding looks like. Not that dramatic, not loud, not religious, just steady union. And the proof that they are connected is simple. They stay near. They keep choosing one another. And their life has been shaped by love. That is the kind of relationship Jesus wants you to have with him. A relationship that is genuine, that is established on his love, and that proves that you love him. Abiding means obedience that grows out of love. Jesus ties abiding to his one word for a reason. If you abide in my word, abiding is not being near. Jesus is not being near Jesus emotionally. It is living under his leadership. Because the word isn't information, it is direction. So when you begin to obey, something starts to happen inside you. Your reactions change. Your decisions soften. Your inner life becomes less chaotic. Your relationship begins to reflect heaven. Your peace becomes real, not forced. Not because you're becoming religious, but because you are becoming aligned. And alignment produces freedom. So, truth isn't just learned, it is lived. Jesus doesn't say you will know the truth because you studied it. He says, abide becomes disciples. know truth, experience freedom. That order matters. You first of all abide, you become a disciple, you know the truth, and you experience freedom. So, because many people hear truth and still live in bondage, they can quote scriptures and still be ruled by fear. They can attend church and still be controlled by people pleasing. They can sing about surrender and still cling to control. They can talk about love and still hate quietly. So Jesus gives the doorway: abiding. Abiding is what turns truth from a verse into a life. So the freedom Jesus promises is practical. This freedom isn't just theological, it's daily. When you are not abiding, life often fails, like confusion about what to do next, emotional turbulence, worry and overthinking, reactive relationships, flesh-led decisions, constant striving. But when you learn to abide, meaning you begin to let Jesus' teachings and the Spirit's leading shape your choice, freedom becomes visible. You stop being controlled by moods. You stop being enslaved by approval. You stop being driven by anxiety. You stop living by impulse. You gain clarity in your next step. You feel led instead of pushed. So freedom is often simply this: I don't have to be ruled by my flesh anymore. I can be led by God. And it reshapes, abiding reshapes how you love people. Because when you stay connected to Jesus, you start responding differently in conflict. If someone hurts you, your flesh wants to retaliate, gossip, recruit allies, punish with silence, prove you're right. But Jesus' words calls you into another way: forgive, bless, pray, turn the other cheek, confront or blame, seek peace, refuse revenge. This is where truth becomes freedom, because nothing enslaves a person like bitterness, pride, and uncontrolled reactions. And nothing frees a person like becoming unoffendable, soft, and anchored in love. So, Jesus makes it clear: connection produces fruit, and fruit is not just good character, because even non-believers can be patient, kind, hardworking, and generous. So what is the distinct fruit of abiding? It's the kind that points people towards Jesus through your life. People are strengthened by being near you. Others find hope in your presence. Wisdom comes out of you in pressure. Your home becomes a place of peace. Your words convict without condemning. Your forgiveness shocks people. Your love remains steady when it will be easier to withdraw. Those around you begin to hunger for God because you feel real. So when you are abiding, your life becomes a doorway for others. Not because you preach at them, but because your life carries truth. So you need to continue to stay in real love, because abiding doesn't begin with pressure. It begins with returning from your religious ways and coming into a real relationship with Him. Practicing two-way relationship that will help you to abide. It's not just prayers that disappear upward, conversations, speak and listen. This is what intimacy is made of. When you can have this two-way, you speak, you listen, you allow God to speak back to you. You begin to grow in your abiding with Him. Let the Holy Spirit govern your choice, especially with resources, time, and relationship. Where your treasure is, your heart will also be. So putting your life where your love is strengthens abiding. Use Jesus' teaching as your decision filter. So when you don't know what to do, don't only ask, what do I want? Ask, what did Jesus teach? Then obey in the small daily moment. Return quickly when you drift. Abiding is imperfection. It's staying connected. The victory is not never drifting. The victory is coming back each time you drift. So the art of these commandments, Jesus is not trying to terrify people into performance. He's trying to rescue people from the lie that Christianity is merely a label, a prayer you once prayed, a weekly service, and a religious routine. No, because that kind of Christianity produces bondage. But abiding produces freedom. Abiding is a lifestyle. I enjoy my serving of God now. When I was in religion, it was a burden. But now serving Him feels like freedom for me. And the freedom Jesus offers is the freedom of a life that is finally connected to its source, like a branch that stops striving to look alive and simply stays attached until life begins to flow again. So I encourage you today, abiding is love. And you won't just talk about truth, you will know it. And that truth will make you free. I hope you've been blessed by this last commandment in the theme of following. I'll see you in the next theme and in the 39th commandment. God bless.